Hello everyone, my name is Giovanni Catino. I am the Vice President of Sales
저는
and Business Development at Loop Industries.
루프 인더스트리의 부사장입니다. 세일즈앤 제휴의 지오바니 카티노입니다. 먼저 SK 지오센트릭 여러분에게 저희를 초청해 주신 것에 대해서 진심으로 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 그리고 순환경제에 관련된 이번 포럼에 참석할 수 있게 된 것을 진심으로 영광으로 생각합니다. 제가 직접 참석했었으면 정말 좋았을 텐데요. 우리 룹이 어떤 회사인지 설명을 하고 싶고요. 또 우리의 그 경제에 대한 것들도 말씀을 드리고 싶습니다. 그래서 루프 인더스트리에 대해서 좀 더 알아보는 시간을 갖도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you, Giovanni. 이 캐나다가 미국보다는 연결 상태가 안 좋은 것 같네요. 일단 여기도 발표는 영상으로 할 거고 Q&A를 아까 마찬가지로 이제 직접 Q&A를 하는 걸 진행할 겁니다. 영상을 먼저 좀 보시겠습니다.
Hi, I'm Daniel Solomita. I'm the CEO and founder of Loop Industries. So I founded the company in 2014. We started our facility here in 2015, and we've really perfected the technology over the past 7 years, bringing it from pre-lab scale to lab scale, pilot scale, and now we have a full small-scale production facility where we're selling material to customers around the world. So Loop solves a big problem, which is the plastic waste issue that we have today, by being able to recycle and upcycle plastics that today cannot be recycled in the PET and polyester fiber space. So we could take types of plastics that today, like clothing and carpets, that cannot be recycled, colored plastics, opaque plastics that end up in landfill or incineration or our natural environments, and now recycle that into the highest quality food-grade plastics.
I'm Adel Saddam. I'm Vice President of Science and Innovation for Loop Industries. The biggest difference between our technology and any other technologies that's out there in the market is that we are able to take waste plastic that currently has low or no value and break it down into the basic monomers that are the building blocks of the polymer. We are able to do that at low temperature and low pressure. So we basically just target the PET plastic. The PET is the plastic that's used in the bottles, the packaging, the clothings. So at the end of the day, we are able to break down the building blocks of that polymer into DMT and MEG at low temperature and low pressure. And then we recombine the purified monomers back into a virgin quality plastic.
Mechanical recycling industry is it's good. It's been established since the 1970s, so it's a very tried and true technology, but it has its limitations. You need to start with a clean, clear water bottle as a feedstock. And the product on the other end is not the same quality. There's a degradation in quality, but it is okay for certain applications. What advanced recycling and Loop's depolymerization technology does, it allows for the lowest quality feedstocks, such as colored plastics, opaque plastics, fibers, clothing, carpets, all of that type of material can now be recycled, which is a limitation for the mechanical recycling industry. So I think both technologies can coexist. Loop's technology has the advantage of doing lower cost feedstock, lower quality feedstock, and creating a much higher superior product. One of the key advantages to our technology is being able to recycle polyester fiber from the clothing industry and the textile industry. Today, clothing cannot be recycled. The challenge with recycling clothing is that there's a lot of materials of construction. You'll have polyester with cotton, polyester and nylon. You'll have buttons and zippers. All those different materials of construction allow for recycling not to work. Well, that's the challenge that we've been able to overcome. Because our technology the depolymerization is done at low temperature, if you have nylon, cotton, buttons or zippers, all of those materials stay whole, and we just filter it right out of our process after the depolymerization reactors. And that's the key to the low temperature. That's really what Loop has invented, and that's the power of the technology.
The biggest advantage coming from that upcycling is that we are capable of infinitely recycling the plastic. Because we have low heat, no added pressure, we are not degrading the plastic, we are simply breaking down into monomers, making back the virgin quality plastic. And then at the end of its life, the plastic is broken down again into its monomers and then back into its polymer. So it's basically keeping that material into that loop.
Another big selling point for the brands, besides our quality, is also the environmental impact of our loop PET plastic and polyester fiber. We did a life cycle analysis that compares loop PET to virgin petroleum-based PET, and the findings are staggering. Loop's PET has a 60% reduction in primary energy demand, 60% reduction in greenhouse gas, and for every infinite loop facility, such as the one we're building in Ulsan, South Korea with SK Geocentric, we'll be saving approximately 250,000 tons of carbon dioxide every year. And that plays along really well with governments around the world are starting to increase regulations and creating an environment forcing the brands to become more sustainable. Europe is really leading the way in those type of government regulations where they put in minimum content for recycled packaging. They also put taxes on virgin petroleum-based plastic. So governments are playing more active role in ensuring that brand companies start moving more towards sustainability and more towards recycled content. I always give the example of what Tesla did for electric car companies. For me, Tesla's the company that proved out that electric cars can be a viable form of transportation. Once that happened, governments around the world started putting in mandates that by 2030 or 2040, they will no longer allow gasoline or diesel or combustion engines to be sold in their countries. So once you have a solution on the marketplace, then governments can play their role and start mandating more and more sustainable content for packaging or for clothing. And that's exactly what happens. Once Loop's technology is up, then governments can say, instead of 50% recycled content, now we want people to go to 100% recycled content for packaging and for clothing.
What I'm most proud of from what we have achieved so far at Loop is really the technology that we have been able to deploy and to develop. Really a technology that allows us to take waste that you can imagine currently this plastic waste has no value. It ends up in landfills, it ends up in the oceans, it's polluting our environment, and we are converting it back into virgin quality plastic. We are reshaping the future. We are taking the plastic and putting in a true circular economy, allowing us to use plastic sustainably.
So now that we have the technology built and proven out, now it's about expanding through global partnerships. That's why we're so excited about our partnership with SK Geocentric. This started off with a main focus in Asia, so the first plant being in Ulsan, South Korea, and then we have plans to expand across Asia into other markets such as Vietnam and Japan. China is another potential market. So as more and more countries become focused on sustainability and recycling, they need a Loop facility to be able to increase recycling rates and find a home for that material that today either ends up in landfills, incineration, or in our natural environments. A big part of what Loop does is not only selling the material to customers, but we also do a lot of co-marketing and co-branding. So we've had long-standing partnerships with companies such as Danone and the Evian brand, as well as L'Occitane. We also work very closely with On Shoes, a very dynamic young Swiss shoe manufacturer. Loop's value proposition to the brands is really twofold. One is we bring top quality plastics, so virgin quality material for either the bottle application or for the clothing application. So there's absolutely no degradation in quality, and the performance of our material is the highest performance possible for the brands. And it allows them to also meet their sustainability objectives because everything we produce is made from 100% recycled content. The thing that gets me the most excited about the future is being able to partner with amazing companies such as SK Geocentric, Suez, and others around the world to be able to bring a technology to the world and solve a key issue that's plaguing this planet. Working with the team at SK Geocentric has been really amazing over the past 2 years. They're such a dedicated group of employees, although from their research scientists, their engineering team, their business people. It's really amazing the work that's being done between Loop's teams and SK's teams. There's people talking between both teams on a daily basis. So it's really gratifying to see a company such as SK Geocentric believe in Loop's technology and really working together with our teams to make this dream a reality.
네, 루프사 CEO인 다니엘 솔로미타님의 발표 잘 들었습니다. Q&A를 위해서 지오바니를 다시 한번 화상에 연결해 보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 발표 내용에 대해서 질문이 있으신 분은 자리에서 일어나 요 스탠딩 마이크에서 말씀해 주시거나 줌을 통해서 온라인으로 질문 올려주시기 바랍니다. 그리고 참고로 그 테이블에 있는 그 리시버는 그 1번이 영어를 한국어로, 2번이 한국어를 영어로 이렇게 채널이 세팅이 돼 있으니까 그거를 맞게 이제 활용해 주시면 될 것 같습니다. 질문 부탁드립니다. 온라인에서 질문이 또 하나 온 거를 제가 먼저 말씀을 드릴게요. 뭐 현장에 계신 분들 생각하시면은 추가적으로 하시고 이 질문이 왔습니다. 아직 한국은 그 리사이클 제품 생산하고 소비에 대한 거부감이 있는 것 같습니다. 리사이클 시장을 선도하고 있는 시장, 뭐 예를 들어서 유럽이나 이런 데랑 비교할 때 어떤 것이 지원되어야 한다고 하고 필요하다고 보시나요? 이렇게 질문이 왔는데요. 제가 봤을 때는 이제 유럽이나 이렇게 좀 활성화된 시장 대비 한국의 뭐 어떤 측면이 뭐 제도나 이런 것들이 더 지원이 필요할지 개선이 돼야 될지 이런 거에 대한 질문인 것 같고요. 전달이 됐는지 모르겠네요. Giovanni, you ready?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
네,
It's a great
감사합니다.
question. The global
아주
plastic
좋은 질문입니다. 행동하지 않는 것보다는 행동을 해야 되는 상황인 거죠. 그래서 플라스틱 오염 문제를 해결하기 위해서 정부는 지속 가능성을 추구하기 위해서 여러 가지 정책을 추구하고 있습니다. 정부가 규제를 하고 있고 패키징이나 이런 부분들을 활용을 하고 또 버진 상태의 페트롤리움을 사용할 수 있기를 장려를 할 것입니다. 그래서 플라스틱 폐기물이 줄이고 또 플라스틱에서 벗어나는 경제를 추구해야 할 것입니다. 그리고 버진 매터리얼이 우리 룹 회사 같은 경우 아까 말씀드렸다시피 100% 재활용된 그런 원료들을 만들어냅니다.
예, 땡큐. 혹시 질문 준비되셨으면은 나와서 말씀을 해주시고요. 그럼 준비하시는 동안 또 제가 그러면 온라인에서 나온 두 번째 질문을 말씀드리겠습니다. 루프사는 페트 바틀 외에도 섬유에서 나오는 이 폐폴리에스터를 리사이클 할 수 있다고 했는데요. 루프사는 왜 섬유에서 나오는 이 폐폴리에스터에도 관심을 갖게 되었는지, 그리고 언제 어떻게 이것을 실행할 건지에 대해서 계획이 궁금하다고 질문이 올라왔습니다.
Well, as we saw in the video, one of the main advantages of loop technology
네, 루프사는 모든 폴리에스터 파이버를 재활용할 수 있습니다. 그 말은 70%의 폴리에스터 섬유가 재활용 가능된다는 것입니다. 대부분의 의류가 제대로 재활용이 될 수가 없죠. 그래서 전통적인 방법으로는 뭐 섬유가 여러 가지 합성으로 되어 있고 또 부자재가 많기 때문에 재활용이 되기 어렵지만 저희 루프사의 기술을 활용을 하면 100% 재활용이 가능합니다. 그래서 대부분의 재활용된 것들이 폴리에스터에서 재활용이 되기 때문에 기존의 제한적인 문제점을 해결할 수 있는 것입니다. 그래서 5%에서 10% 정도만 재활용되는 것들이 이제는 캐나다나 한국에서도 더 많이 재활용이 될 수 있다는 것입니다.
네, 감사합니다. 지금 저희가 약간 시간이 좀 지체되고 있어서 혹시 뭐 현장이나 온라인에서 질문이 있으신 분은 아까 마찬가지로 저희 쪽에 루프를 담당하는 또 조직이 있기 때문에 관련된 질문들을 언제든지 주시면 저희가 바로 회신을 드릴 수 있도록 하겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 수고해 주신 지오바니 카티노님께 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.